Ladies and gentlemen, Miracle Boy Boxing coming to you guys with another video here. About to talk to you guys about a fight that has been made official based on the man himself, the boogeyman at 140 pounds. The return of the boogeyman, Subriel Matias, the IBF world champion, has recently posted on his social media page that he will be fighting Sergey Lipinets in August. This fight, like a month ago, like last month, this fight would be mentioned and saying that both guys have agreed to terms to fight each other in August. But then it kind of put on pause because the IBF had ordered a purse bid for Subriel to defend against Edgashev, who many consider the boogeyman at 140. I don't consider that he's the boogeyman at 140. Subriel Matias is, and if you watch him fight, you'll understand what I'm saying. Edgashev, 23-0, 20 knockouts from Uzbekistan, that fights out of Detroit. Solid fighter. Can box, can punch, and comes to fight. Presented a good fight for Matias. A good test for sure. But I guess we're going with the first opponent that was mentioned in the first place, which is Sergey Lipinets, who's a top fighter at 140, who was ranked. Solid guy, Russian, 17 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 13 knockouts, former champion, former IBF champion, basically the same belt Matias holds. Sergey had held it before in the past and was taken away by Mikey Garcia when Mikey Garcia was at the top of the sport and was regarded as by some as a top pound for pound fighter at the time when they fought. And that was a good fight. Sergey was having his moments. Hitting Mikey Garcia, some good solid shots throughout the fight. If you see the fight, Mikey Garcia's face was all busted up and so, but Mikey Garcia, edged it out in that fight, even scoring a knockdown. The first guy to drop Sergey Lipinets with a left hook in San Antonio. That was a good fight. Then Sergey lost to Jaron Boots Ennis, who is by many a future pound for pound star. And in my opinion, the future of the welterweight division. Speed, power, footwork, switch stances, you name it. And we saw his performance against Romain Villa last week. Heck of a fighter. A force to be reckoned with for sure. So, and Sergey, and Ennis was the first to stop Sergey. And Sergey went up in weight in that fight. So, to say Ennis beat a fully comfortable Lipinets, he did not. Sergey went up 147. And I guess he tried it, and look what happened. So now, Subriel Matias will defend his IBF Junior Welterweight Championship against Sergey Lipinets at 140 pounds, which is where Matias is champion at, and where Sergey Lipinets is comfortable at. This is Sergey's natural weight. So Matias is definitely going to get the best of Sergey in this fight. Like I said, his losses to Mikey Garcia and Jaron Ennis at the time when he fought them. As a matter of fact, like I said, right to this day, Ennis is still climbing, and he's only 26, future pound for pound star. And when he fought Mikey Garcia was a top pound for pound fighter. So no shame in that. Be that as it may, Sergey Lipinets has not lost since. His last fight, well, not his last fight, he's beaten Lamont Peterson, basically retired Lamont Peterson in that fight. Then he beat in his last fight Omar Figueroa Jr. Beat him down, broke him down, and Sergey looked unstoppable in that fight. And he scored a stoppage in that fight. I believe the first guy to stop Omar Figueroa Jr. And Sergey did that. So stylistically, guys, let's get into it. Another phone booth fight. You hit me, I hit you. Let's see who could take the better shot. Rock'em Sock'em Robot. Here we go. Punches and bunches. Styles make fights, and these two guys are going to definitely collide like two Mack trucks in the center of that ring, and they're going to just throw punches. Not much defense in here, guys, so if you're looking to see, if you're looking for some defense in this fight, you're not going to really see it. This is going to be all action from start to finish, as long as it lasts, because I don't think this fight is going to decision. Both guys can crack. Both guys can fight excellently on the inside. Both guys got durable chins. They're both durable. Overall, it's going to be a war. It's going to be a war. But in my opinion, guys, I think it's going to end up the same way Subriel Matias, the way Subriel Matias ends his fights. And that's with a TKO or corner stoppage, because Sergey's going to come, he's going to fight his butt off, and he's going to give everything in his body to try to win this fight. But Matias is just going to be too much, man. The punches, the speed, the thudding blows, the tap, 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 tap. And then the 4 tapping shots comes up with a hard one. Could be a body shot, head shot. Matias is just a brutal, thudding power puncher. And a dangerous fighter, man. Dangerous fighter. If you've seen Matias fight and you've heard about him, you know what I'm talking about, guys. You know what I'm talking about. He is the most dangerous fighter at 140. He is the boogeyman for a reason. In my opinion, he's one of the most avoidable fighters at 140. You know. And if you know about Matias, if you know of Matias and his past, his history, in his fights, you'll be afraid, you'll be worried and a little nervous to step in there with a guy like that, because unfortunately, of course, it's unintentional. This is sport of boxing, things happen, but he fought a guy, Maxim Dadashev, who was highly touted out of Russia. When they fought, he was so highly touted that if Maxim had beat Matias in their fight, but that Dadashev was going to go on to a world title shot. Matias came out of nowhere and stopped those plans. And unfortunately, after the fight, a day or two later, Maxim Dadashev passed away due to sustained injuries in the fight from Matias. So, you're stepping in the ring with a guy who's not only an offensive machine, punching machine, but a guy that can, take a lot of years out of your life and beat you senseless and worse. God forbid, Subriel Matias, guys, the boogeyman at 140, from Fajardo, Puerto Rico. He is no joke. And all the best to Sergey, man. I know he's going to go in there and fight his butt off and do what he got to do. But Subriel Matias is just going to break him apart in the end. He's going to stop him. The doctors are going to start to get worried. The corner is going to start to get worried. He's taking too much blows. It's enough. It's enough. And I feel that's what's going to happen, man. Matias has seen a style like Sergey. Whatever Sergey Lipinets is going to bring to the ring on that night, Matias has already seen. He's already been in there with Jukinbayev. Very skilled boxer puncher. Ponce comes forward, can bang it out. Ananya, not the hardest puncher, but tough, bangs it out as well. And these guys came forward and stood right in front of Matias, and we all saw what happened. Matias made them quit, and they didn't want no more, no mas. Sergey's gonna go in there and do the same thing, and Matias is gonna do the same thing he did to these guys. Beat him up, bust him up, make him quit, make the corner quit, throw in that towel, whatever they got to do to get Sergey out of there. Because Matias, that's what he does. He does not just beats you, man. He beats you up, and he beats you up to the point where the doctors step in, the corner gets worried, or you may never fight again. That's Subriel Brownie Matias from Fajardo, Puerto Rico. The IBF World Champion, guys. Anyone that steps into Matias is going to have a long night. I don't care who it is. So, Sergey better get ready. Better get ready, he signed the contract, and they agreed to this fight. He's gonna train his butt off, gonna fight his butt off, and unfortunately, it may not be enough. May not be enough. But it's boxing. We'll see what happens. Subriel Matias, 19-1, 19 knockouts versus Sergey Lipinets, 17-2, 1 draws, 13 knockouts. A fire fight expected. For me, it's guaranteed. And may the best man win. All right. Very cool boxing, guys. I am your host, Jose Cruz. Subriel Matias, the boogeyman at 140 is back against Sergey Lipinets. Top 140-pound fighter, former IBF junior welterweight champion. Looking to take his crown back from Subriel Matias to become a 2-time world champion. And Matias looking to defend his title for the first time successfully. Very cool boxing. I'm your host, Jose Cruz, and I'll see you guys next time on the next video. Peace.